So in today's matchup, we have Strikethorn from Pacific Rim Uprising, who stands a little over 300 feet tall, versus Slattern from Pacific Rim, that stands a little over 400 feet tall. So just like the last matchup between Raijin and Otachi, it's a Category 5 versus a Category 4, but there's different aspects about these kaijus that really makes the category system not matter as much, even though it is a big factor. So if we start out with Slattern, clearly he's a lot bigger, and I'm not going to act like 100 feet on Strikethorn doesn't matter, because it clearly does. If he's that much bigger, that will be a huge advantage, because if he's that much bigger, then he will most likely be able to overpower him. But if we start out with his abilities, really the only ability we saw from the movie, he was obviously able to communicate with the other kaiju, but the main attack weapon was when he was able to use his 4 tentacles and to swirl them around and create a kind of a whip and totally knock back Striker Eureka. That was a major weapon, and he could definitely use that against Strikethorn. And if we move to Strikethorn, he actually is similar to Slattern in the way that he uses his tails as a weapon. He kind of has 2 tails that he uses, while Slattern has around 4, but the way they use them is pretty different. But the way you see the tails used in Pacific Rim Uprising, you obviously see the one time where Strikethorn is just Strikethorn. He uses the tails and little needle spike things come out of them, and they go straight towards Saber Athena, and it knocks down Saber Athena's swords. But you also see what Strikethorn is capable of when the Mega Kaiju is formed, and the Mega Kaiju, the tail that's part is from Strikethorn, goes straight through Gypsy Avenger's Compod, which shows a lot of force and shows how deadly he can be. And that is a major weapon in this fight. And a big thing I forgot to mention is, obviously Slattern, when you see him, is in the water. So that's a totally different fight. And I'm imagining this on land, and basically Slattern's powers I think would be about the same. His tails I think would be even more deadly in the outside than in the water, because actually at the end of the movie, you see him using the tails to puncture through Gypsy Danger in the end of Pacific Rim, the first one. So that would actually be much more powerful, I feel like, out of the water, because they can use gravity, and I feel like it could pierce through the other kaiju Strikethorn a lot easier. So if these two kaijus are lined up, I know Strikethorn is very deadly, and honestly, his tails from the movie look more deadly than the ones that I saw in Pacific Rim. The first one was Slattern, but Slattern has the power, the size, and he's a Category 5, and so that's not the only reason. Just because he's a Category 5 doesn't mean he's going to win, but I have to give this to Slattern just because he's bigger and stronger, and he has probably around 6 tails, even more than that. He has size, he's more strong. So as much as Strikethorn could win this battle, if he got an early strike with his tail and was able to reach Slattern's face and maybe hit through his head, he might be able to win, but I'd have to give this one to Slattern because I'm pretty sure he would win this fight. But make sure you let me know down below who you think would win this fight. Do you think it's an unfair fight, like I said with the last one, with the Category 5 against the Category 4? And let me know what videos I should do next. Which kaiju versus which kaiju. Let me know down below, and thanks for watching.